Cancer, welcome to your Moving On reading. I hope you're well. I hope you're fabulous. Before we get started, a moment, if you please, to plug my merch. Every now and again, I have to go out of my way to remember to do that, and I need to. And let me tell you why. 100% of the donations, as well as the online store merch purchases, support me, this channel, and its many functions. I do not push YouTube ads on people. I don't like it. I don't respect it. Therefore, I do not practice it. And then also, I do not push extendeds on people. Okay? I provide in-depth quality readings twice a month for all signs. So there you go. Thank you for your support. And if you are so inclined, this is the subscriber favorite by far. And it's my favorite too. So yay. Tarot, crystal, candles, coffee, cussing. It's a favorite. So if you're interested in this or any of the other merch designs, the link is down below. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate you. Now, let's talk about moving on. This is a board I have devised myself. In that respect of, it has been my observation that the love readings do tend to take over everything. Now, I love the love readings, guys. I love that you respect and trust your energies with me that are very intricate, they're very intimate. We cover very difficult things, emotional entanglements. This is what was going on with me, that's what's going on with them, and I deep dive, okay, to understand both parties and the connection or old loves, where things went wrong and why is it still affecting me, all that. I respect it to the utmost degree. But that love energy is so strong, it can dominate the readings that are not intended for that. They're more intended towards the self, such as Celtic Cross or the monthlies. And in that respect, I devised moving on or moving forward. It's all about the self, 100%. Having said that, I'm going to tell you some standard things. Take it resonates, leave it does not. However, reversals will not apply. No reversals. No them or they to hide behind. No external circumstances that can say, that's it, that's the problem. Okay? We all have that in life. We have that one coworker who we absolutely despise, or the boss, or that family member that we're like, mm-mm. And we have that loved person. These are all real and valid external circumstances that we all have to experience. The point is, how are we dealing with it? How are we participating? Are we on the right course? Are we on the right track? This is where I intended to be, and this is where I ended up. What's going on? Why do I feel stuck? Why do I feel like nothing's fallen into place for me? That's what I want to look at. So for those of you who do not feel comfortable with that type of reading, because we're going to go deep for the self, I will not be using them or they, or saying it's this, that, and the other. I'm going to be talking about you 100%. So this is the kind of tarot that is really meant for the self. And it's going to require introspection. I will see good things, and I will also see not so good things or easy things. The point is that we should know. We need to know. Not because I'm trying to give anyone a hard time, it's because I want you to live your best life. That's it. The hardest work that we will ever do in this life is the work we do for ourselves, if we allow ourselves to see it. On that note, I know for a fact these will not be the most popular reading types. A lot of people want a them or they to hide behind. They're the ones who like the fast food tarot. Not my gig. Okay. So, moving on at this time, I anticipate to rotate that every so often, just like the other readings. We can tune in with ourselves in an honest way and apply what we see here in an honest way. But just because it says Cancer in the title doesn't mean it's for you. So, if it's your reading, okay. If it's not, check your other placements, or I'll catch you in the next one. All right. What's going on, please? What's going on, please? Cross watchers, you are welcome, but this reading is not for you. Your sign will have its turn too. No reversals here. Nothing like that. This is from the Moonology Manifestation Oracle. Clear your mind. Last quarter moon in Gemini. Upcoming Gemini season might be important for some of you. But in the general sense, time to clear the mind. Allow it to relax, to focus on other things. Clear your mind. Time to go into a meditative state and understand some things. Thoughts that are overdue, feelings that are overdue, contemplations that are overdue, insights and realizations Time to clear the old mind there. To stop overthinking and allow yourself to just be in that moment. To feel what you need to feel. Process what you need to process. Sometimes we get way too caught up in overthinking. It's very easy to do. Are you alive? Yes. Then you've likely overthought. And then we get caught in it. Rumination. And then it completely hijacks our experience, our day-to-day selves, our most authentic selves. Tell me, what does Cancer need to see, know, feel, and moving forward? What message do we have for Cancer today? What message do we have for Cancer today? In that respect of moving on, in that respect of moving on or moving forward. What's going on, please, for Cancer? First step, death. Straight out the gate. You might have some strong Scorpio in your chart. Speaking of which, theirs was an excellent example of moving on and moving forward. It was pretty straightforward. So if you have some Scorpio in your chart, check theirs out. Death straight away. The first step to moving on is accept that something's over, or that it can be transformed. Okay, step one. Acknowledgement of the truth. Of a hard truth. Let's keep going. Feelings that you need to confront. We need to heal, baby. You might have some Virgo. You're pulling out majors already. Goodness me. Feelings to confront. We need to heal, and we know it. So the Hermit is the wise one. He is experienced because he walks the long path. So it might take him a while, but he is indeed walking. And that's because, as he goes along, he's accumulating evidence, he's accumulating experience, he takes his time to work through his thoughts, his feelings, his emotions. Stop and clear the mind. That's what he does. That's why he holds the lantern. The more he walks the path, he sheds light on the path he's on. He understands more and more with every step. Clearing the mind, guided by the light, with the intention of healing and understanding behind it. He is the ultimate heavyweight champ in healing. Temperance would be second. Okay, Queen of Wands, your hidden energies. You have a natural fire in you. Confidence, attraction, passion, a sense of will, right? The ability to blaze those trails, to really go after what you feel, okay? Not what you know, what you feel. The King and Queen of Wands unapologetically go after what they want because they are inspired as such, because it feels right to them. You have hidden energies in you that suggest you feel strongly about certain things in your life and you would like to execute them by those ideals. You have passion in you. You have creativity in you. Okay? You have a strong sense of self and confidence in you, and it influences you probably more than you understand. Qualities that will give you strength moving on, literally. You're having a hard time accepting an ending, but it's actually within you. Moving forward, moving on, literally the Six of Swords. You've done it before, otherwise it wouldn't be here. You're gonna have to do it again. And that begins with healing and seeing things for what they are, not for what they're not. Okay? Critical lessons that need to be learned regarding strength, pride, ego. Okay? You have strong, goodness me, what's that? Leo, Hermit, Leo, Virgo, Scorpio, goodness me. You might be a very, very diverse Cancer. Wow. Critical, and then you. Oh, I couldn't have asked for a more brilliant ending. You. Whenever we pull our power card at either the intro or the outro of our reading, it automatically implies self-empowerment. You, the Chariot. Your future path. You will feel as you again. You will move as you again. You just have to know that you can. Your future path suggests I will be me again. Fullness of heart. Moving forward. Just movement. Positive. Powered by the heart. That is the Chariot. Goodness me, you've got some strong qualities in you. Yes, you do. Makes me wonder if you know about half of them. Not because you yourself are so unaware of yourself, Because it seems like it's been a minute since you've cleared your mind to appreciate these qualities that reside within you. You've moved on before from things, situation, people, places, circumstances, work, etc. You can do it again. Did it hurt? I'm guessing. Let's take a look. Show me death, please. Show me death. But can you? Fuck yes. Show me death. Show me death, please. The first steps to moving on is to accept the loss or the possibility of transformation. You transform you. No them, no theys. You. I'm going to have to remind that for people often. This is not reversal. I don't care what your Cancer placement is. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mercury, 4th Avenue. I don't care what your placement is. If you resonate, you resonate, but it is not going to be a reversal. Okay? People are really addicted to that, more so when they need to hide. I've been doing this a long time, guys. The more somebody screams it's reversed, the opposite's usually true. But when we're not in a place to see it or accept it, we're going to say reverse. I'm just telling you that because I expect already a lot of kickback from this reading type. Cancers who are actually interested in real self-work, self-improvement, which you got the goods to do that, by the way. You'll know that and appreciate it for what it is. Show me death. Show me death. Show me death, please. Show me death. Show me death. Show me death. Show me death, please. Time to flip the hair. Try to keep it off my left side because I'm left-handed. That means my hair gets caught in the cards. Blech. Nobody likes that. Death, the Hermit. We gotta heal, baby. Some of you have some very critical Virgo in your chart. I need you to use it. The Emperor, 4 cups. Okay, here's why you've had a hard time accepting some sort of ending. I don't know what it is. I'm not digging into the past, and I'm not looking for a reference point. Accept it at face value. You've either had that death or you haven't. And if it is a physical death of someone that was close to you, I'm sorry. That would actually explain a lot here today. If you have somebody who has crossed over into the beyond and their physical presence is no longer with you, I am sorry. Okay. For some of you, it happened during Aries season. A little bit earlier, possibly. Okay. Possibly even last fall. And if that is the case for you, I am sorry. Based on your baseline, your healing process is going well. Trust it. Okay? My condolences. I'm not one of these assholes that's like, oh, it doesn't mean that. Sometimes it does. Why? Because you're alive. Therefore, the opposite's also true. If you can experience life, then you can experience death. And death is as much part of life as anything else. I want to acknowledge it. That's an imperative and important point to me. Now, for others of you, what the reference point is, I don't know. Your reaction to it is very strong. Your first step to moving forward is accepting the loss. Because right now I got an Emperor up here saying he's upset. And that's been hard for you to really transcend this loss, to understand it, allow you to feel it. The Hermit cannot fix what you do not allow yourself to feel. And this Emperor is upset with the 4 cups. He's kind of interfering with the process of healing because he's hurt. The Emperor has a lot of pride, and I see already that you have some pride built in you. Healthy pride. You got a lot of masculine energy here today. The Emperor is upset with that 4 cups. He is disappointed. He is hurt. He's trying to act like he's not. It's a control thing. He's trying to show self-empowerment by acting like he's not bothered or hurt. It's the exact opposite. The more we have to sit there and act like we're not disturbed, in fact, like I said, the opposite is true. Human beings do reverse psychology on themselves all the time, and we're not aware of it. the more you have to say something is true or not true, the louder you have to act on it and insist upon it, the opposite is true. So when we stop doing that, when we stop acting like we're not hurt or that we got in control of the situation or it didn't affect me, when we stop doing that, other shit falls into place. You're a human being. You're going to feel pain. You're going to feel loss. Here's what you do with it that counts. Allow yourself to accept whatever that is. Death could have claimed anything. Okay? If it could not transform, then it likely ended. If it could not transform, it likely cycled out. If something or someone or a situation would not change and meet you in that same space, or you couldn't meet it in the same space, it was going to cycle out. If we can't transform, it's over. We can't be... I don't know what the disappointment is, but it's hard as hell. And your hermit is wanting very much to heal. And that emperor, with his stubborn ass, is getting in the way from you going into full healing mode. And that's why the hermit is appearing in your feelings to confront. He wants to do his job, and the emperor is making it damn hard. Accept it. This ending happened. I'm not saying to get over it. I would never tell you to do that. You don't just get over shit. I was telling Scorpio that same thing. It's wrong to say just get over it. And I'm sure you've already heard it from your stakeholders and your constituents. More likely, based on this energy, you've been telling that to yourself. Get over it, Cancer. You can say that all day long. It's just like Nike's logo, just do it. It's a fucking slogan. That's all it is. Until you act on it, it has no weight. I know you've told yourself over and over again, get over it. It's not working, is it? It's time to accept it, whatever it is, whatever it is, whatever it that is. Your hermit, you really want to heal yourself, and he's having a hard time stepping through that stubborn energy. Okay, I know you've been hurt, so acknowledge it. This hurt me, this upset me, this ending. The feelings you need to confront, allow yourself to heal, allow yourself to grieve, allow yourself to be disappointed. You are disappointed, so allow yourself to feel the disappointment. You act like if you don't feel the disappointment, you can't be hurt. You're just making it worse. And I don't want that for you. And I'm just pointing out basic psychological principles, guys. This is not mind-shattering shit. This is really simple stuff. That's it. That's it. Accept the fact first and allow the emotions to come through. Angry, disappointed, pissed off, hurt. Yes, I feel those things. Yes, yes, yes. I feel those things, Christina. Are you happy? Yeah, I am. I am, actually. Allow yourself to feel it. Some of the hermit. And for everybody's like, why are you lecturing me? I don't like your harsh tone. Go somewhere else. This is Sassy Scorpion Tarot. Sometimes it can be sappy. God knows. The Cancer Collective makes me drop a tear on more than one occasion. It can be sappy. Jesus. But this is Sassy Scorpion Tarot. I value real tarot. You don't want real, go somewhere else. There's plenty of Mayo uninvolved, disinterested readers on YouTube. You can throw a rock and you'll hit one. Okay? All right, the Hermit, the Three of Cups, Ten of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles. Okay. Feelings that you need to confront. Something was growing. I got it. It might have been slow. I don't care. Seven of Pentacles. In some way, somewhere, a root distribution was growing with a connection. What that looks like to you, I don't know. Could be family. Ten of Cups is here. Could be a special kind of romantic relationship. Possibly with Three of Cups. Somewhere in between. I don't know. It was growing and developing. It was established in some way, possibly patternized with the Seven of Pentacles, but it was there. It was there. And there was feeling in it. We felt simply rejoicing in somebody's energy, and it made us feel good. I believe someone here we were connecting with was part of your collective rainbow of people, places, situations that made you happy. And it may not have been frequent. It may not have been a lot. But it was there. And it was felt. You can't be hurt unless you had something to be hurt over. Okay? Things were growing in a certain direction. I know. Yeah. And this is what we need to heal from. Accepting the fact that we didn't feel anything, but in fact we felt quite a bit. The Hermit wants to do the opposite of what the Emperor is doing, in other words. Your Hermit in you is asking you to acknowledge the strength of your feelings as opposed to denying them. Something was growing between you and somebody until it wasn't. Okay? No them, no they. Just the acknowledgement for you in your effort to move on. Acknowledge it. My feelings for this situation were growing. God damn. That's the truth. The Emperor's over there being an asshole. No, it didn't. Didn't hurt me. You can't be hurt unless you have something to be hurt from. The more you have to deny you had any emotions, the more in fact the opposite is true. And that's exactly what I'm seeing here. Your Hermit wants to do his job. And the only way he can heal you, the only way the Hermit can help you, the feelings were growing. Fuck. They grew. Okay? They grew. You happy now? They grew. Yeah. I'm happy that you acknowledge them. That's what I want for you. It will help with the acceptance piece. Why? Because I don't want you to be in a position of having to feel this again. That's why. Or to carry it with you like baggage. That Four of Cups can stick to somebody real bad for a long time. Like a nasty smell. You ever meet that person who's just walking around like a miserable son of a bitch and they always insist everything's always goes wrong for them? Those are the people who get stuck in the Four of Cups. It's an emotional jerk circle where our palette for life and our feelings in it never change. We stay a little bit down every day. A little bit, well, woe is me every day. Fuck that. I'd rather you admit that there was growing feeling here. I don't care how long. I don't care how long it took. That root system was established. The feelings were growing. The Hermit wants to look at it. He wants to explore the feelings. Allow him to do his job. Don't just focus on the ending. Accept it. Look at the feelings behind it. Go through the process. Go through the emotions, guys. Hidden energies that are influencing. Queen of Wands. That Queen of Wands. Show me that Queen of Wands, please. Show me that Queen of Wands, please. You have passion in you. You have beauty in you. You have recognition in you of the sun and the warmth and all its glories. You do. And some of y'all is just straight up attractive too. Well, that doesn't hurt. So, if that's true, good for you. Ace of Cups, the Chariot. That's you, Page of Wands. You want to open up to love again. You do. That's beautiful. That's you. That is so classically you. Yeah? That is so classically you. That's beautiful. Chariot, Ace of Cups, Page of Wands. You are opening up to love again. You want to. You desire it, and that's influencing you even now as we speak. You want to be radiant once more. You want to feel beautiful and relaxed once more. You want to feel the creative juices within you flowing once more. You want to feel your Chariot, your power card, not here once but twice. You want to move forward in your heart space. You want new. Good. You have a goal. You have an emotional goal. You want to be in love again. You want to be in light again. You want movement. Chariot is movement, honey. It's powerful movement. That's why it was given to you. That's why Cancer is designated with the Chariot. You would think it's an earthbound energy. It's not. It's the emotional... I'm going and you can't stop me because my heart's saying I have to move. Literally, your heart space is in that Chariot. It's influencing you. You want this, I want this for you. So allow yourself to do the work. Allow yourself to accept this ending. Allow yourself to admit the fact that feelings were growing, even if they were slow. That hermit wants to look at it. He wants to look at it real bad. He's like the original scientist, but, you know, wrapped up in philosophy and spiritual energy too. He wants to understand that way it won't happen again. Okay? That's what his job is. You can't be the hermit without experience. That means he has to look. Give him permission to look. What went down? Why? Your feeling. Why did you feel the need to be strong, bear down on it, act like it didn't affect you? He wants to understand. So you can have access to this. Give him that permission to do his job. Tell the emperor to fuck off. I know it's easier said than done, because once he sits his ass down, he tends not to get up again. Not for a while, because when he is stubborn, he is stubborn. Okay? Now, do you want to sit on your ass and be stubborn about not having feelings, or do you want this? Let him do his job. Let him do his job. Your energy it's influencing you. So the emperor's only going to stay stuck on that throne for so long. Now, don't get me wrong, the emperor's beautiful energy when he's used for good. But more often than not, I see him doing something like this. I'm going to bear down. You can't hurt me. I'm the emperor, bitch. That's what most people use him for. When he's meant to be, I'm standing in my power and claiming this because I know it's true. That's what he does. He likes to claim a lot of shit he says he knows he's true. That doesn't mean he's right. That just means he's insistent. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I see your heart wants to move forward again and be alive. And I want that for you. That's beautiful energy. Oh, that's gorgeous. 6 of Swords. Qualities that give you strength. You've moved on before. You can do it again. You can. I know it. I see the strength in you. Show me that 6 of Swords, please. Show me that 6 of Swords. Show me that 6 of Swords. Your heart wants to beat loud and fast. And I want that for you. Show me that 6 of Swords, please. Qualities that give Cancer strength. To move on is to literally move on. And the fact that they're showing me that tells me you've done it before. Okay, perhaps it's been a long time. Perhaps it's been hard for you to move forward lately. But I know you've done it before, otherwise this wouldn't be here. Show me that 6 of Swords. Death. See, that's what I'm saying. Queen of Cups, the 7 of Swords. You know, if this person exited, and again, I'm not making it about them, if this person exited, because it must have been so, okay, it must have been so. Death is here twice. Heavy Scorpio energy. Virgo, as we discussed, a little bit Aries, you were definitely here as well. I believe you wanted to transform this situation. I do. I believe you wanted to transform this situation. But for some reason, despite the love that was here, and there was, you're here. Despite the love you felt, you also snuck away from it. I don't know why. And that might be what triggered the ending. I don't know. I'm not looking at the past. The point is, I believe you withheld your love for this situation because you wanted to exit it. It's hard, and I know that doesn't make sense. Because here's the love, you're looking at it. Your Hermit wants to heal it, examine it. Your Emperor wants to deny it. I think you, I believe, wanted to move on from this situation. And the only way you could do it was to deny your feelings for it. I do. I genuinely believe that. I know it's like, Christina, was love. Why would I leave love? There's 1,000 reasons why. My biggest inclination by far is that you were troubled, that you felt love for it at all. I'm not saying you rejected love on purpose. What I'm saying is, I think you were looking for an exit, and you found one. When you stepped away from your feelings for this, it was like you were saying, I never had any feelings for it at all. I think you were looking for an exit, and it triggered the ending. I believe there was an opportunity to transform this situation, and I believe you even thought you were headed in that direction with this. But it turns out, it looks like you actively backed away from your feelings in the effort to trigger the ending for this. So it was easier for you then to whip out your Emperor and be like, I don't feel anything for this at all. Disappointed a little bit, sure, fine, whatever, but it's not a big deal. That's why your Hermit's been begging to come out. Cancer, I know you told yourself you didn't have any feelings for this. It made it easier for you to move on. You backed away from your feelings. You wouldn't express your feelings. Denied your feelings. You did what you had to do to move on. But in order for us to move on with our life, let's be honest with ourselves first. There were feelings here. And I was looking for an out, and I needed an out. I had love for this situation, but it was easier for me to deny it. Why you needed to exit is why you needed to exit, honey. I think this Emperor with the Four of Cups is really trying to believe I didn't have any feeling for this. It would just be easier if I didn't. I'm looking for a reason to exit this. I can't transform it. I might tell myself that, but I can't transform it. I gotta go. It's just easier to leave my feelings out of it. And it's active withholding, the Seven of Swords. This is the stuff we kind of intentionally edit or delete from ourselves and from other people. I'm going to shy away from those thoughts. I don't have love for this. It'll make the moving on process easier. I think you genuinely wanted to move on from this and you didn't know how to do it, so you denied the feelings. You didn't speak to them. They were there in you. They grew. Your Hermit wants to heal the truth, not what you've told yourself. It's okay. Sometimes we have to move on. Sometimes we intentionally do this to ourselves because we don't know how else to do things. We don't know how else to exit. We don't know how else to handle our feelings sometimes. So we look for an out. Okay. So you have moved on before. I just don't think it was ever like this before. It's been hard for you to accept the ending, knowing that you had feeling in it that was actually growing, but then you denied it. And I think that's the real reason why you've been having a hard time moving on. It's like saying, I care about this situation, but I don't love it. I care about this, but I don't love it. That's us telling ourselves what we need to say in order to move on. There was love here. I can't begin to imagine the degree or what the relationship was like. I'm not trying to do that today. But the Emperor's been on that throne way too long, saying the same old thing. Doesn't hurt me. I'm not disappointed with how this turned out at all. This is how it should be. Perhaps that is how it should be. Perhaps you were supposed to exit, or perhaps you made sure the situation would somehow exit by rejecting feelings or not speaking. I don't know. I don't care. It just, please realize you might have withheld what you were really thinking and feeling, but you indeed did have real feeling. And that's what the Hermit wants to look at. He wants to invest. It's safe. It's safe. It's just a process between you and you. The only person who has to be informed of it is you, and that's all I care about. Okay? You rejected the love for this, and it triggered an ending. Part of you knew that. And you're having a hard time admitting that there was feelings that there were. I don't mean to be a broken record. I'm trying to get you to see how the pieces fit. Okay. Strengths. Critical lessons that need to be learned about strength. Show me that. Show me strength, please. Show me strength, please. Just the critical lessons for Cancer. Show me strengths, please. Show me strength. Critical lesson, please, and strength. Devil, Five of Swords, King of Wands. Okay, okay. That is a hard lesson. The Devil, Five of Swords, King of Wands. Sometimes we have a fear of such strong feelings that we push things away. And we tell ourselves we're not doing that. That's what I really desire. That's what makes me feel strong. I really want this. And it provokes fear. How much sometimes our own sense of direction. King, Queen of Wands are all about direction and passion. How sometimes it can feel so strong that it provokes fear. That something's happening. Feelings are being developed. I don't know if I'm comfortable with that. So we self-sabotage. Okay? This is a lesson we need to learn. It's not strength if we're pushing away that which we desire the most because we're not being honest with ourselves. There's something here about the fear response of having felt so much for a situation or a person that it made you uncomfortable and it provoked old fears and patterns tied to desire, when in fact there was genuine love here. It was a fear. I don't know why, the Cancer I'm looking at, you were afraid to have feelings for this person, but you were. So you didn't express them, you didn't communicate them, and somehow that triggered the ending. Then you say you're not bothered by it. It was supposed to be like this. Let me put the emphasis on healing because this is the important point for you to move forward. In order for you to heal, you need to acknowledge the situation. Say, okay, I made that ending happen. Acknowledge it. That's the real acceptance. Step one, literally how you opened up, and I'm seeing it again over here. I triggered this ending. I take responsibility for it. It may not have been you. Let's say there's the other person and they officially ended it. What led up to it? Did you put yourself in that position where you knew you would be pushed away, rejected, or cycled out by not revealing your feelings, by taking your feelings of love into a negative space of fear? So sometimes, especially since you're showing me strength over these difficult concepts, it makes me think, it makes me feel that because you didn't know how to let this go, you might have unconsciously triggered the ending by backing away from the feelings, saying this is too much, or I feel too much for this. Now, if you really think this connection was negative, that's not what I'm seeing. There's so much healthy, slowly, steady, growing, paced love surrounding this. And your reaction to it, instead of embracing the love, you reject the love. This is what rejection of love looks like. Okay? This is you rejecting love. Okay? Unconsciously. And in so doing, it triggered that ending that I believe you're struggling to accept, but also I believe you were hoping would happen. That somebody would push you away. You've experienced moving on before, so I know you know what it feels like. Perhaps you've done this before, not just with this person, but in other areas of your life. I'm not seeing it like that. Could be. I'm saying that you have experience in moving on. This was a little different. Very different. You associated the growing feeling with this situation as negative. It went to a place of fear. And so we self-sabotaged with the Five of Swords. This was very fearful and self-sabotaging. This is the lesson we need to learn. That we pushed love away from fear. We might have confused our love for passion and kind of said it was bad for that reason. I don't know. The Emperor wants to deny what was growing and then also insisting this is for the best. I agree that this situation was for the best. If you are feeling love, but you also feel the need to reject it, then it is best that two people separate. I have to agree with that. Because if it won't come together easily, cleanly, we're two people on the same page, then it should be separated. I would never ask you or encourage you to stay with something that you cannot freely connect to. In fact, the opposite is true. I would indeed encourage a disconnect because we're not taking our love to a good place. I don't know why you feared the growing love for this situation, but you did, enough to shut it down, most likely unconsciously. Even if they were the one to end it, I see that you rejecting the feelings alone set the premise for it. We need to learn this. I'm not trying to give you a hard time, honey. This either happened or it didn't, and there is no them or they or reversal energies. Sorry. And I'm making this imperative point not to give you a hard time. If you want to take it to a bad place, that's up to you. And I love Cancer. I love the Cancer Collective. I have no reason to hate you. I don't know you to hate you. Why would I do that? It's such a waste. It has nothing to do with your sign or you as a person. I don't know you. And if this is you, I just seen the energy. That's the only reference point I have for you. This is the stuff I'm talking about, what it is to be a human being and where we make mistakes and how, more importantly, we can correct them. You say you want to move forward in your life goals. You say you want your chariot to take off in a positive direction again. You say you want to have fullness of heart again. You say you want to feel good about you again. Then be honest with yourself about what happened. I don't know why that growing love concerned you so much, but it got taken to a bad place. We ended up rejecting what we felt so strongly for. It's almost like you're literally saying this love is best left behind or not expressed, and I know it will cause the ending. Act like you're not hurt. The Hermit's having a hard time doing his job because he needs access to the truth. In order to heal, you need access to the truth. You had growing feelings here that, by all rights, they looked very healthy. It took a long time. I know what that's like. I know what it's like. We all do. We all know what this is like. To develop powerful feelings over a long period of time. You may not have meant it, you may not have intended it, but nevertheless it happened. So your conclusion might well be, this is best not to have feelings for this. I gotta leave this behind, and I'm gonna make sure it happens. Okay? So let's examine how those feelings grew. And if you don't want something like this again, because I see your heart wanting to take off in a completely different direction, and that's fine. I just don't want you to be in a position where it happens again. to have to force yourself to move on from a situation that by all rights looks like there was decent, healthy, growing love in it. Because if you have those strong feelings again, there's a good chance this will happen again if we don't understand why. Let's see the Chariot as your future pathway. These are the lessons we need to learn. I'm not saying you're a hopeless situation. What I'm saying is that you need access to your feelings, the strength of them, why they were growing, that they were indeed growing at all, and why you rejected accepting that in your heart space. I get the end result. This, for some reason, in your estimation, this needed to be ended. Okay. It needed to be ended. But if the love was healthy and growing, why did you feel the need to push it away? Why did it scare you? Why? I'm not talking about something that was abusive. This wouldn't be here. I'm not talking about something toxic. I can see the love you felt for it made you feel toxic. Scary. But that was self-sabotage with the Five of Swords. It provoked a fear response where you inherently pushed this away and you made sure that they would stay away. Why? Because I don't want you to do it again. You want new love. You want to get in your Chariot. You want a fullness of heart and new experiences. Do yourself a favor. Understand this. Okay? Future paths. Future pathways, please. Future pathways, please. Future pathways, please. Future pathways, please. The Chariot. I know many of you are going to be, it's reverse. I'm not doing reversals, guys. Sorry. This is all self-work today. All self-work. Stop trying to account in the other person's side of the equation. Just account for yours. That's all I ask for. True self-reflection requires true self-work. Show me that Chariot, please, for future pathways. Queen of Wands. There it is. Consistency. Good. Strength. Page of Pentacles. Good, 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 good. I see you making the right kind of investments once you understand, okay, your lesson energy right here, if you will recall. Strength. Here's the emphasis of the lesson that needs to be learned. That sometimes we took our feelings to a place of passion and therefore we kind of found a reason to be fearful of it and shut it down. Self-sabotage. Okay? We had growing love here. We rejected the love. The connection shut down. It came from a place of fear and possibly misconstruing all the love we were feeling for passion, and that made it easier, right? It's best I push this away. Again, self-sabotage. In other words, we did it to ourselves. Not them, not a they. I did it to myself. I want more ownership, guys. I need more self-ownership in tarot readings. We all do. Shit, you think yours is hard? You should check out Virgo. If you have Virgo in your chart, check theirs out. Theirs was not fun. Now, back to your future pathway. Will you ride your Chariot once more into a place of momentum? Having direction that's solid, and you feeling good about you. Queen of Wands, yes. But it is completely dependent upon you investing in that lesson. We need to invest in that lesson, invest in the lesson, invest in the lesson, invest in the lesson. That just because feelings grew slowly over time, and for some reason that was very uncomfortable to you, we misconstrued it for passion, called it just straight up passion, straight up sexual attraction as an excuse to push away the love and trigger an ending. It was self-sabotage. We were afraid of this for some reason. It felt strong. And it creeped up on you like a slow high. It creeped on you, and it crept on you, and it crept on you. And it's like, holy shit, there's love in here. Holy shit, there's love in here. Oh, that can't be right. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I gotta find a way to shut this shit down. What do? We deny feelings. That's what we're gonna do. We could transform it. Fuck that. We're gonna deny those. And somehow, in that process of denying our natural heart space, there you are, It triggered an ending. I want you to be aware of it, because I want you to move forward with peace and calmness and sense of direction and being fired up once more and confident once more. You say you want new. You say you want to be strong, vivacious Cancer again. I believe you. So do the necessary work and invest in that lesson of self-sabotage. Okay? And let's stop misconstruing love for passion and finding reasons to shut things down for that reason. Alright? I know it was just easier to probably say this whole thing's just passion. It's not the real deal. That was coming from fear. I know the love was here because I see you actively not addressing it. And not addressing your heart at all with this situation. And it caused an ending. That's all I know. I don't want you to set yourself up for failure. I want you to ride free. I want you to ride hard. I want you to be you. So we got to invest in that lesson. Okay? And it's coming up for you too. By actually your season, you should start feeling a lot better if you start investing in these lessons now. Your card came up several times in reference to the summer Cancer season. I want you to start riding in that chariot again magnificently, but you need to understand where you came from first. And I do see you getting back into the height of your energy by your next birthday season. Will there be new love connectivity? I don't know. I do know this. Your energy is going to have a much better grip on itself by summer, your birth season, if you do the necessary work. I promise. I just don't want you to go through it again. I do not want you to go through this again. Yeah, I know it's some scary shit when you turn around one day and you're like, oh, well, time went by, and unbeknownst to me, I got feelings for this situation, for this person. When the fuck did this happen? You know that feeling? Perhaps you caught feelings for someone you weren't supposed to. Perhaps you felt that it became addictive. Perhaps you felt it was going to the wrong place. But I do know this. By consciously or unconsciously, which is what I'm leaning towards, you triggered an ending by not revealing your heart. And then it actually came out as a form of self-sabotage by purposely misconstruing it as passionate, so you gave you justification to push it away or not take it seriously or not reveal yourself. Again, it's almost like you were surprised at how slowly these feelings grew on you. And it's like for some reason you couldn't have that. You rejected it. So maybe it was circumstantial. Perhaps it was the wrong person. Perhaps you know they're not available. I don't know. And I'm not focusing on them. I'm focusing on you so you can get the hell on with your life. Bare minimum, you feel like you by Cancer season, under the assumption that you invest in the hard truth. Be honest with yourself, in other words, about your feelings and how they were actually growing. But don't keep trying to believe this, because this is falseness, and that's what the Emperor's clinging to. And that's what's making the Hermit so damn hard to do his job, is because the Emperor is saying it didn't affect me, it didn't hurt me. I meant to do this. This is how it was going to end up anyway. That's all this was? No. This is the lie. Stop trying to force yourself to believe the lie. It's making you miserable. Accept that you had feelings for this, and for some reason you found that unacceptable. Fine, I won't argue with it. I'm not going to argue with it. You find your feelings for someone unacceptable, do what you need to do. I'm not going to argue with it. I said, most of us have been through that. I have feelings for this and it's unacceptable. Or it's not appropriate. And that's literally what it looks like for you, except you misconstrued it on purpose as a lust thing or a passion thing. So you rejected the feelings, and all it did was hurt you. So I would just suggest, look at them. How they developed, how they grew. Why did you find your feelings for this situation or person unacceptable? That way you can be honest with yourself about why you actually rejected it, instead of trying to force a frame on it that doesn't fit the picture. You understand? When you force a frame around a picture, it doesn't fit. It just looks ugly. And you're always going to look at it negatively. Okay? You're always going to see it as an ugly thing. The frame doesn't fit the picture, honey. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We want to correct that image. That way we don't do it again. Just be honest with ourselves. Okay. I know I'm sorry I have to repeat, but did you see how intricate these things were playing into each other? They had a part to play. I know that. It takes two. Well, I'm not doing them. I'm doing you. Well, that sounds how that sounds. Okay. No charms, no time checks. I've already seen your future pathway. You get to be you again under the assumption that we've done the work in understanding the self-sabotage piece. Okay? Like I said, I'm not challenging why you consciously or unconsciously triggered this ending. I'm not challenging that. You said the love was no bueno? That it's not right, it's not proper, it's not healthy. Let's say it's the worst possible thing, and we'll reject it for that premise by not being honest with ourselves. You say that love isn't for you or it's not right, I believe you. Just be honest with you about the origin of it. That's it. That's it. That's it. We ain't got to tell ourselves all these lies and all these excuses. Well, this is why I did this or this is why I did that. Don't. Just be honest with you. Okay? Okay. I'll tell you, moving on is not going to be for the sensitive folks, honey. It's really not. It's not going to be for this, especially for those people who are so used to banking on other people's energies to excuse everything they're feeling and doing. And that's one of the reasons why I created this board, and I also know I'm going to get the most kickback for it. I don't give a... I want people to see the power that they have and stop insisting about the power that they don't have. We have as much power as we allow ourselves, and we give people as much power as we allow. Okay? So if we're constantly blaming other people, we're just taking power away from ourselves. We don't know that. We don't know we're doing that. It's like, hello, I'm going to blame you for everything, which means I'm going to give you all my power and success and good feeling in this life is that if I hold you responsible for all my negative. People don't walk around knowing shit like that. They don't know that. But I promise you, the more you hold someone else responsible for things that you participated in and felt and rejected, you will always be a prisoner to negative feelings. That's why we have to own our shit, man. And that's why this is here. So, if it's yours, I hope you took something from it. If it's not, don't worry about it. Okay? There's no reason, honey. Given this output, there's no reason why you can't turn that energy around. None whatsoever. It does require confrontation of the self, however. Okay. Ten of Cups. The Fool. Knights of Pentacles, that's exactly what I'm saying. Slowly but surely you are opening up to a full-on emotional relationship with somebody. Again, there's that time element. But you opened yourself up towards it over a long period of time. Exposure, exposure, exposure to love. And it was starting to take shape. Okay. And then we got pause on that. There was some sort of interim where we got pause on it. And we're kind of like, oh, you know what? They're just a friend. They're just a friend. It's not like that. It's not headed towards an emotional relationship at all. Overexposing myself over and over again in my cup to this person over and over again over a long period of time. I'm telling you, it's like you turned around one day and realized, oh shit, I got feelings. Well, that can't be right. That can't be right. No, that can't be right. But they're just a friend. That's what they are. And maybe they are just a friend, but they're a friend that you got feelings for. And if you thought it was inappropriate, I'm not contesting that. The only thing I'm contesting is how you interpreted it in order to justify ending it or allowing them to push you away. One of those things happen. Exactly. At 3 and 3. For some of you, yeah, it might have been a third-party type situation where you were in a relationship and you already knew that, or they were. Just be honest with yourself. Feelings happen regardless of structures that are in place. That's why people are threatened by feelings. They're not as contained. I get it. I get it. But you don't have to say that love cup was a devil passion thing. Just be honest with yourself. You either pushed it away or you made sure that they did. Okay. And manifesting. Ten of Wands. It's kind of hard for you to understand what it is that you want or that you're supposed to be pulling towards you. Let's just start with you healing. Let's just start with you healing. Some of you are holding out. Still, you don't know which way to invest yourself. I got it. So again, start with you. That Hermit is begging to do his job. Allow him to, and that will keep you preoccupied, I promise you. In terms of things like self-understanding, you know, I want to invest, but I don't know where, Christina. I'm not enthused. I'm not jazzed up. Trust me, you will be, but you have to trust the process, and you have to trust yourself to allow yourself to look at these things, okay? Self-sabotage is real. So instead of being like, for some of you, this is a third-party type situation. I'm developing feelings. I gotta go. You know, it kind of came down to, I actually have feelings for this, and I don't dare admit it. I'd rather just say it's a devil passion type thing and push it away. And, you know, trying to show ourselves more self-care. I agree. Part of the things that will help you do that, again, is to allow you to get comfortable with what was developing and in play. Okay? Kick that Emperor off his throne and let the Hermit do his job. And then I promise you, you're going to be feeling a lot better, actually, by your birth season, specifically the summer. Okay? All right, like I said, no charms, no dates. Let's see. Yeah. Yin Yang Oracle. Separation, longing. Oh no. Yes, there's separation. Yes, we're still going to long for a person. I know the attraction was real, and that's one of the reasons why it was easy for us to say those aren't feelings, that's just really strong attraction. It was a form of self-sabotage. Just be honest. If you had to push it away, you had to push it away. That's it. You know, you don't have to deny yourself the truth. Give yourself the truth, and you give yourself respect and dignity of ownership. Okay. Twin flames, like I was telling, I think it was Scorpio, you two are pulling similar cards. So if you're connecting with Scorpio, you know. Twin flames, no, I don't believe in it. I think it's a bunch of silly nonsense. I don't mean to impede upon your beliefs if you do. However, I just have enough experience to tell you the twin flame is just an overinflated version of the runner-chaser dynamic, which I'm not a huge fan of because it causes a lot of psychological and emotional damage in the long run. And it justifies the crazy of holding on to someone's energy 10, 20, 30, 40 years from now and saying that it's twin flames. So no, not a huge fan. It causes more harm than good. The actual belief of it. I do believe, however, in soul bonds, which is what I choose to interpret that as, is a very strong connection that's inherently felt and you can't exactly explain why. It's one of those things where you feel connected even when you two are apart. That is natural soul bond, soulmate energy, and then there's the lovers, which is also equally complex, if not more so. But in terms of that, that's what we're talking about. So this is someone whom we're soul bonded to, and we had very strong attraction for. We separated, we pushed it away because of the intensity of that feeling. We misconstrued our love feeling for sexual attraction, or you name it, or it's just a bunch of devil bullshit, especially if it's coming from a third-party type situation, or you feel like the influence is poor to some degree. Your part, their part, or somewhere in between the two. Yeah, that's all here. That's it. Spirit just wanted to repeat what was already here. That's it. Shadow and moon side of again, very, or was it Pisces? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. But again, we have, and I promise I shuffle these many, many times. Apology, forgiveness of the self. We need to do our shadow work here. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. We got to go into that shadow side. We got to do the dark night of the soul. Okay, what really went down? This is what I told myself, and I think this is what actually happened. Again, be honest with you. That's all I care about. That's all I care about. Learn what you need to learn. Forgive yourself. All right? Forgive yourself. It's going to require that dark night of the soul when we look at some really uncomfortable shit. And it's only when we look at our uncomfortable shit that we learn the most about ourselves. Okay? What happened is what happened. Okay? If somebody was in a pre-existing connection and that's why that growing love showed up as a... Oh, no. It can't be that. Can't be that. They're a friend. Oh, shit. I got love for a friend, right? Self-love, your intentions. Understand what your intentions are. Love yourself more. Give yourself the respect of dignity of looking at this. Okay. I understand. Okay, I think that's about it, you guys. And the third eye. Listen to your intuition for clarity, yes? There's what you told yourself and there's what you actually felt. I think you did what you had to do to push this away. It may not have been direct, it may not have been clear. You might have put the other person in the position of cutting you out. Okay, I don't know. I don't care. I'm not talking about fixing that. I see that shit all the time in other readings and nobody takes the fixing shit seriously. So what we can at least do is give ourselves the dignity of truth. Okay? To ourselves. Because I want you to move on. I want you to get in a good place with your energy and ensure something like this will not happen again. And if you are in a situation again where feelings develop where they should not have been, you will know what to do. Okay? Instead of sidestepping, you'll be able to handle it directly. Understand? Okay. That's enough. Yeah, I know. These are hard. I know. That's what happens when we don't have anyone or anything to hide behind. So if this isn't your thing, I'm not worried about it. I didn't expect these to be too many people's things. I want it to be in direct observation of what we typically do versus what we should be doing. That's why these are out. It's going to take a brave person to watch it, acknowledge it, and say, yeah, I guess I can see myself in that. Did they have a part to play? The magical they? Of course they fucking did. But what was our part? That's what I care about. Everything begins with the self. Everything. And I hate it when people who are brilliant and bold and beautiful repeat patterns that they outgrew a long time ago out of fear, not knowing what to do. I hate it. True signs of growth says I understand, and I can apply the lesson now. I wasn't prepared when I encountered this, but now I am. And that's how we win. We are our own biggest enemy, or we are our own biggest advocate. Which one do you want to be? Okay. Clear your mind. Give yourself the space. Your hermit really wants to do his job. He's knocking at your door. Cancer, let me heal us. Cancer, let me heal us. Cancer, let me heal us. And your Emperor's like, fuck you. There's nothing to heal. I didn't have any feelings for this shit, and it was probably just passionate devil crap anyway. That was a lie. Tell that Emperor to fuck off and let your soft side take over. Of all the signs, you're the most equipped with that. Alright. Okay. Like I said, put in the comments. I'll see you in a couple of weeks. I believe the next round of reading types will either be the in-depth yours and theirs or intimate tarot, as there has been a demand to increase that rotation. I understand. It's one of my favorites too. Regardless, I will see you in approximately 2 weeks. Cancer honey, take care. Be well.